Welcome back, everyone. 3 more games to go. We've said thanks to Demon and to Hayes for tonight. And it'll be me, Toby, and Saint carrying you through the final 3 games of the day over on Erangel. And, coming into this one, Rats back-to-back wins on Miramar. And we both talked about it in the break here. Now, they didn't really have that good of a Miramar group stage. It was on Erangel they started racking up points. So for them to come off as strong as they have now on Miramar, to then have 3 Erangels in a row, that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, we saw in the group stage the first 2 days, the Sanhok day and the Miramar day were really rough. Like,
yeah.
They were outside the top 16 coming into that final Erangel day. And then sort of started snowballing. Yeah. I think they got a win. They got in second place with quite a lot of kills as well. So the fact that now they've woken up, they've got that momentum from the final day and they brought it into the finals, I almost made them favourites for the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, we had Tickelson and Keenan kind of doing a cadets caliber thing in the group stages where they had such a good day one, 3 wins and a second place that no one could catch them at pretty much at any point. And now Rats might be off to the same adventure here. Rats, they got 20 points in that previous game and racked up quite a few in the one previous to that as well. W-Click and ESGurdy up there as well, almost double digits for W-Click. And of course, we know that when it's that top heavy, the bottom side of things don't really get that benefited, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we see slightly more than usual in terms of how many teams got points. You know,
Yeah.
Normally we're seeing like almost the whole right side got nothing. So there's a bit more of a spread.
Yeah, true.
And I think that's something we've seen fairly consistency in NA, where like in EU we get like 3 or 4 double-digit teams. In NA, it's always one team that absolutely smashes it in a game, and then one team that sort of keeps up, and everyone else just falls behind.
I like this lineup. You can see 14 points down to second place in W-Click, and then you have, I mean, you have teams with 7 kills and 5 kills, and then you have like a 13 kill teams at Bad Boys 3 that just cannot find placement points.
And I look at Lazarus in 12th. They have 1 placement point after 3 games, and they're in top 12. So
yeah, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do to get up there. Furia, Novolante, 0 points for them so far. Hopefully for them, they'll be picking up something here in the Erangel games to come. For those of you guys who might not have heard, might not have paid attention, or might not know for whatever the reason may be, we are playing Erangel 2.0, and most of you will probably clap your hands knowing that, because it's a more relevant map and it's more fun. I mean, you see Saint clapping his hands here.
Very quiet.
There is one thing to notice, though, or to note, that we'll talk more about it later, but Circle 4 and Circle 8, that normally shifts away from water in the competitive settings, it doesn't do that here. So if you see a Circle 4 going, remake, that's weird. Well, I mean, it doesn't really have that effect on Erangel 2.0. Don't ask me why, because I truly don't know. But it actually, we discussed it over the last couple of days. It actually adds for some creativity. I mean, I don't really mind it too much. And holy moly, there's a lot of people down there that supports it.
The one thing we see with that Phase 4 shift is that circles become sort of samey. You know, we see a lot of circles that are inland and like Yasnaya fields, you know, Gaka fields. They're always shifting sort of in towards the land. But instead, we've seen some crazy circles, Wingman. We've seen them literally end on the side of a river. We've seen them go, like we had the one earlier where it was centered on a bridge for so long. Just to really screw everyone. But we have a slightly more normal circle here, at least Phase 1.
Yeah, that's the thing, because just because it doesn't have to go away from water doesn't mean it's going to be absolutely horrible. Just because of that. Tony does get taken down. Oh, slaughter the lamp without giving it a chance to fight back. That's not fun. Didn't even get to pick up a weapon. That's why I've always, like, whenever you have these hot drop scenarios where, I mean, obviously he saw a guy land right next to him. And I guess it also kind of goes for like when you're hot dropping competitive in public games or whatever. At least, just personal opinion. Whenever you land, I know there's a thought that you want to pick up everything to find it useful. Don't pick up anything before you run over a weapon. Like, keep sprinting until you find a gun. That is the essential. I mean, of course, if you want to find a vest or a helmet as well, do that. But attachments and, I mean, just the time you spend, whether you press F on it or whether you press tab and drag and drop it, is time you could have spent sprinting to get a weapon. And had he landed and immediately run in the door instead of pick up helmet and vest, he would have been inside that house and he wouldn't have been killed there.
I always find it weird when you know you're not the first person on the floor, that you don't just go straight inside.
Yeah, just gotta get a gun. Oh, they're actually just hiding.
Yeah,
one has a shotgun, one doesn't have anything.
Just chasing him with a shotgun.
They're baiting. They're actually baiting him.
Is he hurt?
They're baiting him. They're baiting him. No!
Does he get it?
No!
No way. Is he gonna punch?
No, he got them both!
What's gone on? How has he not got the kill with the shotgun?
No! He stood on top of him and shot him twice.
He's 2 HP.
How?
One more punch would have done it, but no.
How?
Wizard somehow gets 2 kills out of it.
What?
Did he miss a shot?
In all fairness, I really, really admire the creativity of trying to get that kill. The only thing I didn't understand is why the baiting guy didn't take the sickle and throw it. I don't think they remembered that they can do that, because that was actually a weapon.
In the heat of the moment, that's one of the last.
Yeah, exactly. There was a sickle on the ground, and they were hiding it out, trying to bait him to into the corner. I mean, everything worked out, but unfortunately, they filled the shotgun with blanks instead of actual bullets. And
they picked up the wrong gun.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much had his gun like pointed in his stomach, like he could feel that gun, and somehow he didn't get knocked. That's
he punched him like 4 times, still gonna get the knock.
That is shotgun.
And Wizard survives on 2 HP, and gets 2 free points out of it.
Yeah.
2 very nervous points, very nerve-wracking. But I'll take them if I'm here.
Very interesting. Keenan does find the knock on towards Harold. We saw Harold in one of the earlier games. I believe it was the Sanok game, get a good, decent chunk of kills. And unfortunately, here he goes out early. And I'm looking for Tickles. No, he's running right next to him. They're pushing over.
Sonic's Black are another team that are really struggling with placement points so far. They have 9 kills and 0 placement points.
Yeah.
And make that 10 kills now with that one. So I'm looking to see. Obviously, we saw them get so many placement points in the league stage. Where they had three wins in a second place, like in one, like in a row.
Yeah.
And they've come into this now, first 3 games, and it's been very rough.
In all fairness, I don't think you can expect anyone ever to repeat that.
Yeah, but
and we can't really take it for granted just because we've seen them do it once.
You'd think a team that could do that could get placement points at least.
Oh, well, sure. I mean, there's still 8
obviously it's only been 3 games. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure. But I want to see them in these 3 games have one big game,
Yeah.
And just the other 2 just standard, 2, 3, 4 points. If they can have that one big game and really turn the night around, because they are in the top 16.
Yeah.
And all they need going into the last game is to be in a good position.
I just saw it. Mate is getting pushed up on here. You can see him holding the angle. That's Tenno trying to hold from behind. His teammate is up above, and Dreamrush, you can see he's holding the angle up here, but he can't really do a whole lot to really assist in the close quarter aspect of it. I can't really tell if Soit is. No, I think he's upstairs trying to heal it. I think they both are actually. Yep, they're both in the upstairs lamp. But it's actually a nice angle trying to look through the side. They know exactly where he is. Attacks him up twice. Not able to get the knock on towards him now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a rough spray. When you're peeking an SLR with a 6x, like 2 shots, the lamp's down.
Yeah.
So he needs to be really careful.
He doesn't have SLR himself.
Yeah, but I don't think he has a scope. So
yeah, that might be the deciding factor.
And also that range, like you're sort of at a range there where if you can control the spray, it's just as good. So it's almost a 50-50 about which gun you take at that point.
I can see them trying to figure out if he's still up there. Did he push down? Did he push up? They know that there's still a guy either inside the house or outside the house. And I think that's also one of the reasons they don't want to spend time swapping guns, because that one moment they don't pay attention, that's when he's going to become sprinting up the stairs and take them out. And you can see they're playing this very cautiously. But I think they've lost track of where Nintendo is.
But that's also where peeking into Dream Rush becomes so scary, because if one of them happens to get knocked, suddenly that's when the other guy just rushes up the stairs and then 1v1's the last player.
Exactly, Dream Rush. You need to. I mean, they know that you're up there now, and I feel like you need to have had a more impactful position. Uncivil, he gets himself a knock. It's like, what is it called in Call of Duty? Whenever you get knocked, you drop the nade on your feet, and then you can kill.
Martyr.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened there. Civils just get knocked, but got the nade knock in return the other side. And now Winder has to come up and do something to help, because fortunately for Uncivil, Machine Gunner is them. And Machine Gunner, for those you guys don't know, the coach for the former Lazarus team, has been pretty curdy playing in the previous days. And, well, I mean, I don't know what the reason might be for them swapping around, but...
He's showing him how to play, clearly. Did you not see the tweet where he was talking about putting the shoes on, tying up the shoelaces and showing his kids how it's done?
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, no.
He's got about 5 flashbangs, which is exactly what. But they should actually get this kill. I think Uncivil's nade when he got the straight. Ooh, Machine Gunner, one more bullet. Reload. He did actually play competitive, right? Machine Gunner. He played for a while, so I mean, he's nothing to be sniffed at as a player.
No, not at all.
Someone that's going to be nasty in a gunfight.
Not at all. The majority of coaches in PUBG actually have a pretty decent chunk of playing experience too.
And if not playing, like even even if they're not great in a gunfight, just the amount of knowledge they can bring in
Oh yeah.
means that they can bring some structure to the duo,
For sure.
bring some strategy that even if the other player has to hyper carry in the fights, it still can come in really handy.
For sure. For sure. On Civil, they do manage to get a GLL down. He bleeds on out, and you can see one of the green players. It's Captain trying to hold off from inside the Wizard and Waldo and Sharky. I mean, they. I don't think they really want to overcommit to it, both because it's on the western side of the circle, and I think they just have a bad feeling about this area. And I mean, just there's something telling them they shouldn't be fighting there.
Yeah, but that tower's a lovely position. It's one of my favorite positions
On this circle.
in this circle. But in this circle, there's no reason to go for it.
Exactly.
Like if it shifts west now, then yeah, I could see them pushing it. You know, I could see them going for that sort of the power play, the going for the win. But they're actually going to push west and run straight into a different duo, I think.
Yeah, Ganchuhan and his teammate from Year Gaming, they're right there, and they probably heard the vehicle and go, "Ooh, we got him, we got him, we got him." But Toddy is quite literally by a tree right out the compound.
Yep, but he gets Sharky down. Yeah. And now Waldo's stuck in a very difficult position. He gets shot in the back, and suddenly, Rumstorm out.
That might have been an intentional bait, to be fair. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was driving around the vehicle, but never really left the compound. I think Todix might have seen him push back towards the compound, and then say, dude, go make some noise, drive a car around. So they thought, oh, we got to jump on this guy, and then Tadej was actually there with the surprise position. Now,
neither of them took damage.
yeah, exactly. Super
Literally
smart
as
play.
perfect as it could be.
Really smart play. Circle does shift east. Plenty of fields in play. We got water in play. Winter goes down. So trolls in the chat eliminated. Pride gone down as well, but he should be able to get on up.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Hold that thought. Is Taylor J and Packcaps are winner of game one. They're in a bit of a rough spot here, but they do have the initial knock, and they're actually going to get the second one. So Lampozoid going down to Taylor J, working on his own.
What is it that ever since we started talking about Taylor J, him and Pat has just, I mean, they get 2 wins, they get a second place, and everything's just working. Sometimes you just need a pat on your back, you know? You're good. Believe in yourself.
Yeah,
and they have every reason to.
Yeah, sometimes it's not your day. And they do have another day tomorrow. So
Yeah.
if they can, if they don't have a great day today, as long as they're within a shout, as long as they're not that far off the top spots, if they just turn up tomorrow with fresh mindset, fresh approach, they don't need to change up too much. They just need to start winning those gunfights, which we have seen them unfortunately lose right there. But that's what won them so many games in the league stage, was that they just won their gunfights.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were just taking fights at all times and all. Never really seemed scared of an engagement. Never really seemed like they didn't know how to go about it. They always pretty smart. And as I say that, Patcaps do get taken down and flushed immediately as well. Taylor was scouting forward, and his teammate got caught. Oh, he got caught from behind, quite literally.
Yeah, if you see, like the whole eastern side of the circle is empty, like completely empty because of this shift. All these people are being like funneled into what's known as sort of the kill hill, which we see Kickstart and who are you with? Adam. Kickstart and Adam just worked their way towards, but there's like 3 teams all within close quarters just on the north. It looks like Adam might actually drive straight into them.
It is a tough rotation to make, getting all the way over there. No one can rotate over military. You don't really want to rotate through school or the compounds up on the northern side, and especially not over Potato Hill if you don't have the info to go with it. So should we have one more eastern rotation, that would essentially create like 2 funnels, one over the Pachinki fields and one down by where Kodak and Silson are, and we would see a lot of dead players.
That's where we get another one of those 40 to 20 circles.
That would be horrible.
But I'm looking at this. It reminds me exactly of the circle we saw M47 in the EU Pro.
Yeah. So now we get the Southern Hardship. Is that what you're saying?
where they approach this from the south. I mean, even if it doesn't necessarily go all the way south, that hill on the just north of Ozin and Kassin is really nice for vision. You can see all the way up to Pachinki Hill to Kill Hill.
Yeah.
You can even see like east all the way to the sort of the shack just east of Taylor J. So even if you don't necessarily get the shift, you can use that as like a staging post to get into the next circles.
True. On Civils and Machine Gunner, that had managed to find themselves a kill just before. No one lost players, and it actually does send up kind of around Kodak and Silson. Ooh, Hank. I've always called H&K Hank. I don't know why, but I feel like they're supposed to be a not Honk, but just Hank.
Honk is so much better name.
Yeah, you want to call him Honk instead
call
of
him
Hank?
Honk. Yeah.
You can call him Honk. I'll call him Hank.
There you
Then
go.
he'll be Hank Honk.
There you go.
Or Honk Hank.
Honk Hank.
Yeah. Yeah, he does find uncivils, and that's got to be a little annoying because I mean I don't think Valiant or Pride expect them to be there. I mean they were pretty much running with the backs turned for quite a while. But shots fired, that's got to be a are they going to shoot again once we start fighting? I mean even though they might not, you can see right now he's just fully focused on the northern side because I don't even think he know where he got hit from.
Yeah, Machine Gunner's got some unwelcome guests on his hill on the south, so he has to be really careful now that he doesn't shoot towards Pride and Valiant as we see on the western side.
Keenan does manage to take out Cherry. Taylor is trying to hold off. Victor's right around the corner. Obviously, you heard him drive up towards the houses, but is he running away now?
Yeah, Victor's teammates.
Oh, he wanted to mark the bike
Kill Hill.
Oh,
see it.
Yeah, that's.
I think actually Victor just wanted to go and res his teammate who got knocked on the hill to the north.
Yeah.
So hops on the bike and he just walks out the corner. And Taylor J's just hello there, and just grabs the kill.
Just waiting around the corner. Pombe and Prisas has finally made their way into the circle, and now I actually like this rotation from Hank and Beal up from they rotated from up north where Kalnix is and all the way around now coming in the southern side of the circle. That is a very smart play to me. They know Pachinki was going to be crowded. They know the Potato Hill was crowded, so they take the full-on wraparound instead, and that is a rarely seen in terms of duos rotating. Now they might even have overextended it if it's gone all the way down to military. But
they might have tried too hard.
I like the idea, and it's only phase 3. They could honestly rotate over military and come in from the east side.
You need a lot of meds.
You really don't. It's phase 3.
Yeah, but it's going to be phase 4 by the time you're back over the next bridge. Just it's going to take ages to do it. I expect they're just going to they'll try and crash sort of around Ozan and Cassim.
Even just go down and take a boat and reach the cliffs from the south side. I mean, we know that would make sense, but that's probably not. That's probably a little more scary than what they would want to do. Now trying to rotate around. Beal does get a little damage thrown towards him. Capitan, you can see here, trying to spot on over. Does see a running play in the open. 3 tacks, or 2 tacks is what it is. Kalnix by himself. Has been running for a while. And this 1v1 could, quite easily end up with one of them dead in just a short moment.
Yeah, it's one of those times where Capitan is sure he's going to die, but hold that thought as he... Oh, never mind. There we go. He gets the kill, but Jumbo Supreme has got some friend... Oh, that vectored from Yaxley just absolutely ripped him.
Beal had the angle. He was holding it. He was ready for it. And that's, once again, we see people lose fights with... Austin stole the kill. Aw. Yeah, actually, he's like, come on, man. That was mine. I just completely 180'd on him, and I don't even get the point for it.
Yeah, that was... We spoke about that rotation from Hankin.
You wanted that circle,
dearly
right?
departed teammate. Oh, it is literally the M47 circle. But, like, they almost overthought it. Like, they were going south, and they had a free path in, and they kept going south. And then they got stuck, so they tried to go back north again, and then went straight into Yaxley at Sub-Zero.
I'm thinking that looking at where players are right now, they were probably hoping this one had shifted north. Because, look, oh my lord.
It's also historically it would.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a couple teams that, like, in their head forgot, seeing as this is our first wrangle game of the finals, they just forgot in their head that it doesn't have to shift away.
We have 16 teams outside the circle of 22.
And now it's all those teams that can get towards the yellow houses, towards the sort of central hill. All those teams are going to be really good spots as long as they can survive. Because if you make that rotation and you just get a shot out of your vehicle, then that's your game over. But if you make that rotation and you survive, you're like guaranteed placement points now.
You see so many fights going on right now. Silson finds himself a double. That's the team that's trying to push towards the compound. We have a fight going on down in the southern side as well, towards the gas station. One was taken down just before, but Sub-Zero caught without a weapon in hand. That's a bit of a blunder, and he gets them both! First Wizards gets the double early game with a malfunctioning shotgun. And now Kevin MacArthur finds himself the double. What a hell of a play right there. I don't know if Kevin MacArthur is Strimsy with a new name or if it's a substitute, but that was very, very impressive.
He almost just fed the kill to Hank/Honk. Yeah. But he's actually going to get the shack. He's going to survive. I mean, he might lose his bike there. So he locked himself out.
Yeah, that's optimal.
I almost want him to just run east. Like, heal up and just start running across. Because no one's looking, as we can see. And if he looks, he will be able to see that as well. What is going on here?
It's just chaos. I mean, there are so many teams that aren't inside this circle now. One more down, kicks that out. PUBG's Adolus trying to hold off.
Well, there's so many trades this game. They kicked out Singleton trading knocks there.
Yeah.
But the flush does come in, and Adam's really not in a position right now to...
Does a 4 nades could potentially be the deciding factor. Spots a foot, gets him tagged up, but it's not going to be him to find the kill. It's going to be Stab from, well, somewhere else. Actually, further up the road towards Pachinki. Gets the kill from there. HNK does get taken down as well. And this is just a cluster. We were all waiting for it to happen. We've just lost 15 players in the matter of, I don't even know, 40 seconds.
Yeah, we spoke about the sort of the east to west funnels happening, but because of these southern shifts, now we had the north to south.
Yeah.
All those teams around the north of the Pachinki area just got completely pushed into the same area.
And you're pushing so many players out into the open. I mean, it's so damn brutal. And Civil trying to hold off. Cream is trying to push down from above. Captain, what can you do here? We need you to stir this ship to safety. There's just not a whole lot to do. 25 bandages, no more utility available. He's going to die to the blue as we speak. On Civil's 4 HP, pushing down towards Stab, not going to have it happen. Nope, he's going to go down. Stab playing on NA servers from Denmark, a little ping to it even higher when you play over in on the SA servers every other game, but does manage to win that trade right there.
And Stab's work there has got him into the placement points now, so
yeah.
He just surviving now is going to get him even more. If he can get one more circle, if he can survive that one, then you're thinking this is going to turn into like a 5-6 point game.
New circle's going to pop in just a matter of seconds. And Wool, you're going to get sent on this one? Yeah, pretty much. That's a horrible circle.
Imagine if this ends on the cliff.
What?
Imagine if it ends like on the cliff.
It probably will. I mean, no fairness, that's where it's been eyeing towards for a while now. You can see Red and Psycho both looking over towards Kristen. He's been, well, I mean, him and Lokix have kind of been the ones sneaky peekily making them their way in from behind for a while now. And with this shift, they just need to deal with them.
I almost want Willie to hop off, just to go down, because it's so unlikely the circle's going to shift away, because it doesn't need to.
Silson and Kodak, they just left the compound where they technically still had 2 buildings in to go play on the shorelines, and I actually kind of like that rotation.
Yeah, that's like they're trying to make a winning play. Yeah, exactly. If they stay in the compound, it's like a 5-6 point game. If they make this push, if it doesn't work out, they die. It's a 0 point game. But if it works out, suddenly they're in contention for that win.
Exactly. You can see Stab trying to hold of Adam, and it works again. Stab able to find kills in the late game, able to keep his team alive, and able to grind some more placement points too. Sills and Kodak repositioning a bit with those vehicles, trying to make sure that they can, who knows, potentially use them for cover. And also they probably want to make sure there's no one pushing in from behind. Lokix does get taken down, so the 2 Red Cannons players able to push further forward. Now Stab might be in for a bit more than he can chew here. Pushing forward, miles out into the open, forced out of the vehicle.
But he actually makes it, and he's pretty much full HP. So if he just runs up this hill now, as long as he doesn't hit the nade, no, he's just a bit too far. But now he can just push Brutus and just hold him out. And if he does that, if you look at that circle, suddenly he's actually got quite a lot of real estate.
Yeah, him and Brutus, 2 players that are both outside the circle. Taylor has been chilling inside the compound for a while and able to pick up even more. But as you can see now, he finds himself on the far, far corner of the circle. And, well, I mean, unless if he gets absurd lucky here, I would highly assume that he will have to make some sort of a rotation coming in very soon.
I'm really surprised no one's like properly hopped off the ridge to the south yet. Like everyone's
just in the water.
Yeah, because I mean we know the circle doesn't need to go away from it. So statistically, like especially if you're like Cassian or if you're Wooly, like you're much more likely to survive like into the top 5, into the top 4, and you grab those like high placement points.
I think at any time you'd always want to be able to shoot back.
Yeah, I mean that is true, but like you can, if you can sneak it.
Oh, they risk just to deny the point. Taylor's got to be tilted now.
That's
unfortunate.
That's toxic, but it's strategic as well.
It is very, very
strategic
smart.
toxicity.
In the BO12 final, that is a very, very smart play to make Taylor. I mean, everyone knows where he is now. So if the circle doesn't somehow include that northeastern side, I don't see him making it out alive. But he does have a bike. He does have a bike. He can try and crash something desperately. Maybe even send it into the water. See if that's a winning play for him. But with so many people on the cliffs now, I would highly doubt that he'd be able to survive that. Let's see, new circle pops and it shifts towards the west. And I think Taylor, he's got to count himself out at this point, unless if he does something absolutely majestic.
Yeah, one thing I'm looking at now is that duo on the east, 11 and Damox, where do they go? Like, for me, the only way they can...
They got to run along the shoreline, but they got to take out... Wooly actually jumped down.
Yeah, I think Wooly's doing the nice trap.
I think Silson and Kodak, I think you might actually be able to get up from the cliffs at some point around there. It's further south. It's right where Cassin is to the right. Like if you go straight up from the crate, you can get up there.
I think it's really rough.
But if you can somehow get around or across, I guess. You can see right now, I think Damox is trying to just kind of take all the attention and let Alia cross because no one's really spotted Alia yet.
And Willie is actually the one to grab the kill. That's a free point.
I would have thought that Lee had already been in the water, going dee dee dee, trying to cross while everyone else was. And now here he comes. Here comes the crossing, the swimming across. Don't spot me! Don't spot me! Don't spot me!
If he makes it south of Kodak, suddenly he's actually in quite a solid spot.
Yeah.
But it's all about whether they see him in the water.
Taylor's trying to cross now as well. That's perfect timing for Ali. To be fair, I mean all the eyes are on Taylor and the vehicle. There's a bit of a dip there. Oh, Staff gets spotted out. Bruto's able to land a lot of shots. Final one connected there as well. We'll get the flush in. Taylor does go down to Silson. Able to find a few more kills.
Is Ali going to make it? I actually... Silson. Is he going to see him?
I think they're running to avoid bullets. And also they saw two on the other side.
Nice.
He's been spotted. That's a good night. Yep, Alia does go down. Great peek by Silson. Good timing on that one.
And now it's Willie's turn to try and brave the lower decks.
What do you do there? Tadic, Year Gaming, or Year Black. I guess they have Year White as well. On the team. Level 3 gear has the MK14. Don't want to use that one up close. Fair enough, fair enough. Spots out Brutus, able to find him. Secure the kill. 3 kills for them so far, and the top 5 place guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this circle, and the entire central of that circle is just unplayable land. So, like
it's very open. That's sure.
We could potentially have a circle where it's just about utility. It's about which team has got the most.
You could also hardship south.
I mean, yeah.
And end up the water.
Just really annoy everyone.
Yeah, you never know.
But I'm expecting that Singularity should have a lot of utility, purely because they came into the compound and we need to fight for it.
Yeah.
So you're expecting they're going to have. I mean, we see here Prisus doesn't actually have any, but I wonder if Premier has a couple smokes.
You would assume. I mean, they've been rotating for a long time. They came from the northwestern side of the map, pushing into these circles. They went all the way, like through the blue, way late. All the way around Primorsk to go around the corner. I mean, again, really smart rotation on their part, and wasn't it's not gonna be at least a kill-heavy game, no matter how this one turns out.
Yeah, but I spoke about how like crashing that area of the map is sort of a top 5, top 6, almost guaranteed if you survive it. And this is a perfect example. Singularity, yeah, they don't have many kills. I mean, they have none so far.
This is like a top 2
but they're top 5.
This right here.
I mean, this circle, you expect Cassine would die unless he can get on the south house, maybe. You suspect Willie's probably not going to find a way in. I mean, we may even get that duo on the hill fight. So you'd sort of expect Singularity could find a top 2 just out of this circle.
I think Singularity's best hope here is that the duos fight each other and take out at least one per team. Wooly now fighting, as you can see, trying to take out Silson. Got to watch out that he doesn't fall into the water, though. That would eventually get him killed. That nade, is it going to bounce right? It does go around the corner, but no damage done. Silson trying to toss one in return. Bounce? No, not quite there. He's already made the jump down. Whether that was on purpose or not, I'm not quite sure, but he is down here now. And, well...
I mean, he can actually survive on the bottom for at least one more from circle. And then if that 2v2 happens, there's an extra placement point at least.
I'm not sure he can. I'm not sure he's inside the circle. He does have a crate down there in the water, which I guess is level 3 gear, so that's something. But I'm not sure if he's actually going to be able to get up from where he is.
Yeah, he's not going to get up, but it's whether he can just at least get one extra place. You know, if he can get to the top 4 at least, you know, it's better than nothing. And, I mean, if he didn't jump down, that's just him dead. And we see Toadie's making the push now to Kodak and Silson. So if this fight happens, if the 2v2 finishes, suddenly Willie's got an extra placement point.
7 kills, and finally a kill for Kodak. It's been all Silson in terms of the kills so far. Bringing the vehicles up to add some more cover. I like the play. 2 very talented players from W-Click who, as the only team from the Latin region, made it to the finals of the PGC. Very, very talented bunch. Wooly does get himself a level 3 gear, and now the Mountain Goat comes into play. Have you played Skyrim? Have you played all those games that allow for you to do your rock climbing? And I just don't see this happening.
I mean, maybe. I think he might actually be able to do it.
No, not there. There's no way in hell. There's
if he goes left, I think it's possible. But it's very hard, but possible. And he has like 30 seconds, maybe 40 to do it. So there's time.
Kazan needs to move forward as well. These circles are hurting a lot. You can see it right there. 10 damage per taking. Oh my god, he just gets it off. It does not matter. Priest is able to find him. We're down to just a few. Wooly, he's not inside the circle, as you said. Grind those placement points. Get a few more. Get a few more if possible.
I don't think he's making up.
There is no way in hell.
He needs to somehow find like the weird vault.
Yeah.
He needs a horse from Skyrim, as you were
exactly.
It's
the Skyrim horse, the World of Warcraft mounts as well, where you can just spam spacebar and somehow make your way across.
Oh, has he done it?
One more. He has 30 seconds until it starts closing.
I believe in you, Willie. You can do it. Go on.
This is a whole new discipline in PUBG. Mountain climbing tournaments.
No way. Has he done it?
Oh, I mean, if he jumps up and vaults there, he's up.
Yeah.
Wait, did he fall all the way down again? Did he fall down?
Oh, no.
Oh, And the worst thing is there's a timer on it, right? You
Yeah.
literally have 10 seconds and you have to get up.
It's like a
You got like this is your last
a
try.
sword
Well, if you don't
fight,
make it here, you're dead. Yeah.
the new Saw film. This is the trailer.
You can feel the tension. You can feel it. At some point, he's just gonna nade himself. I think he doesn't
you
want to
expect
suffer through it. There's the Molotov. Let me at least use my utility.
Imagine if you just threw that Molotov and just got a double shot out of it.
I mean, you never know. You never know what waits up top of that hill. But unfortunately for him, he will go down. Not a whole lot more he could do. Gets a 3rd place though, so should not be disappointed with that at all.
Yeah, I mean, he was going to go down in 5th if he didn't jump down.
If not even, I mean, he crashed that shoreline so damn early. And yeah, as you said, Silson, there's a big chance that he would have found him had it not been because he jumped off.
So, like, it's a free point.
Yeah,
just getting down there, just avoiding the gunfights. Yes, you're not going to win the game, but he was never going to win the game for where he was. So I really like that play by Wooly to at least secure the extra point. And given how close we see leaderboards, that could be the difference between like a 3rd or like a 5th.
I mean, we saw, what do we call it in the open toilet today? We saw $4,000 chicken dinner. So, I mean, we never know how much impact 1 point can have in these sort of tournaments.
$4,000 point.
Yeah, exactly. $4,000 point. You never know. Kodak, I like the fact that he brought the vehicle down to the dot. They will have so much space to move around, and this positioning from Silson is perfect as well. You need to be able to land the shots, though, Silson. Tagged up massively. Pomme is there. Priestess is as well. They're trying to hold off the angle, and right now, Silson, despite having the angle, despite having the element of surprise, he kind of blew it there.
And the blue zone is on his back, so he needs to find a way to move. Kodak's in a really nice spot, but if Singularity can get Silson down and turn it into a 2v1, they have to make them favourites for this.
Have him caught on the vehicle. Silson, as you can see, trying to do as much as he can. No utility available. Kodak doesn't have any either. I would expect Pomme or Priestess to have at least 1 or 2 nades still. And I would assume that soon, if not already, they should be within nade distance. Oh, the tag from the side! That is one of those errors you just do not want to make. And that might be the toss here for W-Click. Tries to get the knockdown. Able to get down Priestess. Now it's a 1v1. Pomme and Kodak. Who's going to bring this one home? Level 3 gear on Kodak against Pomme with only 75 HP. No, only 3 bandages as well. He does not have anything to work with.
And no utilities to speak of. An absolute pure 1v1. It's all about who can land their shots. I like this play by Pomme. If they can flush that kill, at least make sure they get that point. Worst case scenario, they come second. But if they have that point, it's 7 points rather than 6.
The value difference. Do you go for the info? Oh, there's the kill secured. Do you crawl for info or do you try to deny the point? It's a tricky one, that.
And there's also that one where if Pomme goes for the... Oh, he's got a flashbang. No, please.
It's the LATAM players. They value the flashbangs.
Imagine if he wins off this.
Just don't flash yourself.
But if he gets his kill fast enough, W-Click
he's wide. He's wide. He's full on wide, and he's not pushing on it. Pomme, that's where you need to make the play. You gotta risk it.
And he loses.
You gotta. He had it. He had him for a solid 6 seconds where he couldn't have done anything. Had he pushed just the tree there in the middle, he knew he was gonna get caught in the blue just moments later. Unfortunately, Singularity can't pull it home. Instead, W-Click 10 kills to the team.
Massive game.
And as much as Silson got all the 6 kills early, it was Kodak late game who, in return, secured the finish off. So a 20-point game from the LATAM Super Crew, and well, good start for them on a wrangle.
Yeah, but Silson got them into the position, and then Kodak cleaned up. Yeah. So it'd be a really nice sort of play by both of them, really. Especially Kodak at the end there. That 2v1 was really well executed. But you have to think with that flashbang, even if he hadn't necessarily pushed on it, if he'd just repositioned, just prone somewhere, and just waited for the peak to happen, you have to think he would have won that.
Yeah, you'd assume so, for sure. I mean, he had him caught on a vehicle, and the blue was literally on him 1 second later. But unfortunately, not quite the case.
He hit both shots.
How is that not a knock? I don't know. Balefrost, you got PUBG. You got full-on PUBG there. I mean, you gotta give credit to the way that W-Click played this one. They had the compound in the beginning, as where you said they Silson got the majority of his kills. And then they've made the smart push down to, despite the fact that their compound was actually still inside the circle, they just said, you know what, we can't get pinned up here. Let's make a move now towards the shoreline. And that essentially gave them the win.
Yeah, but that's where the phrase winning play comes from. Yeah. You're in a position where you push that and there's someone there and you're dead. Oh, well. But 50% of the time you go there and it's free. And then suddenly you're in the best position. Suddenly you're able to get 6, 7 more kills and turn it into a win. And that's exactly what they did. I mean, a 10-kill win is pretty much all you can hope for.
Look at the time he had. He could have made a run for that tree. Not easily, but it was doable for sure. Tries to go out, spot him out. Not gonna happen. He was actually already tanking blue damage too. So had he been able to reposition, get a little bit of a spot, he would have been forcing Kodak out in the open, and that could potentially have been a win for him. But unfortunately, not quite the case. We have 2 more games, guys, coming your way today in the NA Pro Series. First day here at the Wingman Grand Finals. I'm Toby. That's Saint. We'll see you guys real soon.